Welcome to our video series on using articles for online marketing. In this video, we'll discuss how to choose a subject for your article. The first step in publishing articles is, of course, that you have to choose a subject. And leading on from that, you have to choose a title. So let's start with a subject. Obviously, you're going to be a lot more successful if you choose a subject that's of interest to your target market. In the previous video, I used the example of Forex trading, foreign exchange trading. So what's of interest to that market? I'll say that I don't know that market, but off the top of my head, I would say that people searching Google for such terms are interested in foreign exchange trading. Perhaps it's just a passing interest, or maybe they're already a trader looking for more information, or maybe they're looking for tutorials on the subject, or maybe they're looking for a new foreign exchange trading service, or they're looking to compare services. Obviously, it helps to know who you're targeting. Let's imagine that we offer a foreign exchange service and we want to get more people taking up the service. So our target market will be people who are looking for a new service, people who are interested in comparing services, people who aren't sure how to choose a service and are interested in what to look for when picking a service, and people may be looking for an introductory course into foreign exchange trading so they can really start getting to know the subject and how they can get into the process of it. So with all those things in mind, you would have to think about your target and list who your potential target markets are for what you're offering, and then you want to start doing some market research. First of all, you want to find out which articles have already been published. Of course, the way to do that is just to visit sites in your target market. Visit article directory sites such as eZine articles or Articles Base, and see which articles are being listed and which ones are popular and which ones are getting the most visits. Some of these sites you visit might work by keeping the more popular articles further up the page than the less popular ones. Obviously, different article directories are going to work in different ways, but anything you can do to find out which are the most popular articles and which are less popular is going to be very useful to help you choose subjects. And choose content sites too. You know, content sites in your target market that perhaps have writers on staff. Actually, just as an example, the well-known site Fool.com, The Motley Fool, is a site that covers a number of financial sites, such as personal finance, and really a lot of its emphasis is on stock trading and helping people trade successfully. So, reading a content site, a site with a lot of exclusive content and useful articles, visiting a site like this will help you find out what the popular subjects are in your market, and specifically go to the discussion boards, the forums, and see what people are talking about. See what the subjects are that come up again and again. You're going to want to visit a lot of different sites, a lot of different forums, but doing all this will give you a good idea of what the hot topics are in your market. Also, if you can link hot topics up with timely news, even better. In the previous video, you saw an article related to the subprime crisis. So perhaps if you could, let's say, link an article about subprime to foreign exchange, Forex trading, perhaps that would be a good way of getting people who are looking for subprime articles or subprime information to get them over to your site offering Forex trading services, if you feel that would be a relevant market for you. Essentially, the bottom line is, rather than starting from scratch, find out what people are already publishing, find out what people are already talking about, find out what's popular, and make a list of all those subjects and the little variations, all the niche topics that people talk about in your market. And those can be dozens or hundreds of potential articles. Those articles are only going to be 400 or 500 words long. You can have them longer, of course, but that's generally the average. So you really don't want to have very broad topics. You can if you like, but the benefit of article marketing is when you go to dozens or hundreds of niche topics. For example, going back to what we touched on in the previous video, And actually, let's use this one here. And okay, this one is still actually fairly broad, but let's say it was purely generic. How to build wealth with stock trading. In that case, your article would never be found in the search engines because it's too huge a topic and there's too much competition. So you're going to be a lot better off when publishing articles in article directories by going for niche topics that you can actually appear in the top 10 for with Google. With niche topics, not to go too much into search engine optimization at this stage, but the more niche the subject of your article, the less competition you're going to have content-wise on the internet. The more niche you get, the less competition content-wise, because there will be far fewer articles specifically on that subject. So it helps your chances of appearing in the top 10 on Google. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that dozens or hundreds of niche articles, if you're publishing them through article directories, you're going to be better off that way than publishing dozens of general articles that never appear in the top 10 in Google because there's too much competition with similar content online. So do your research in your target market, list lots of timely and hot topics, and then come up with lots of potential subjects. And again, the more niche you go, the better you're going to be in this regard. You can do a few general articles, but often the general articles aren't going to be seen. I would typically weigh at least 50-50 general articles to niche articles, or perhaps even more. Perhaps 80% niche articles to 20% general articles when you're publishing through article directories for all those reasons I've been discussing. And you're going to want to be looking at really serious numbers of articles to get high traffic volume, useful numbers of site visitors when publishing articles in this way. So that's how you can get a great many ideas for article subjects.